Coming up on today's show, presented by OnX, Know Where You Stand with OnX.
I never thought it would work this good, to be quite honest.
Really?
Yeah, crazy is he just actually took this newfound hobby on like this summer.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah,
it's
that's
perfect.
Broadcasting from the Mid-Migration Outfitter Studios, this is the Finding Fur and Feathers Hunting Podcast.
How much direction are you getting from the governor?
Minnesota DNR had reintroduced him into this area.
I don't know, maybe you didn't want me to tell the story on the show, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
I knew you were going to go there.
Them and close the entire hunting season.
Oh,
So that's
really?
pretty easy.
Finding Fur and Feathers Hunting Podcast is brought to you by OnX. Know Where You Stand with OnX. By Haybale Heights on Devil's Lake. Visit haybaleheights.com for more. By Ottertail County. Find your inner otter at ottertaillakescountry.com. And by Lake of the Woods Tourism. Plan your trip to Lake of the Woods at lakeofthewoodsmn.com.
This is weird. Like, I've done this radio show on the road quite a bit. I've done it in a lot of strange places, a lot of front seats of pickups, sometimes in the field, in a blind somewhere. I've done it in boats. But most of the time when I travel, I don't have a built-in place to record, like where somebody else does a show. So this is kind of a unique location. We're in Kansas right now. We're at Sandhill Flyways. And Bobby Guy's our guest. How you doing, man?
Doing great.
Thanks for having us out here.
Yeah, thanks for coming through.
You bet. Cool place. And thanks for having a built-in place to record the show.
Yeah, it's this is our podcast that we have, and old Preston, he's got a gig going on here. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the podcast a little bit. But let's just back up. Let's talk about a little bit about what you do. Obviously, a lot of people know who you are, but for those out there that don't, explain a little bit about who you are and what you do.
I got going on YouTube, and I started filming my waterfowl hunts, and just trying to create a waterfowl community that at that time didn't really exist in the manner that it does today, meaning like the vlog, you hold the camera out in front of you. Started doing that, and it's really worked, and I think I've just found a couple things that worked, and I keep attacking them, and now it's just translated through 4 to 5 years now into the lodge. And
That's
this
crazy.
Yeah,
that's cool. Bobby Guy Films on YouTube, also Instagram. When you started that, like, we were talking in the field a little bit about this, and you started just recording your hunts with a GoPro, and that was 7-8 years ago?
Yeah, I think that was 2014 and 15 I did that, yeah.
Did you think, when you're out there with a GoPro, that you'd ever get to, you're over 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, making videos all the time, professional camera gear, camera guy? I mean, Did you ever think it would go from where it went to where it is?
There was never, during that, filming YouTube, it wasn't a thing. The only thing I looked at YouTube for during that time was one, I think maybe 4 years, 5, 6 years before that, when I was trying to get my feeder chuckle down, like a how-to video one time. And then the only other shows that I ever watched were weightlifting stuff and diet stuff, because I was into that. I never even knew that bass fishing was so large, and fishing in general, and the vlog again. The vlog really changed entertainment because of YouTube, if that makes sense. So you combine two things on one platform, and it's a new type of entertainment, and people have loved it in all different fashions, from, like I was saying, tutorial videos of any sort, man, woman, doesn't matter, to now it's just thriving in the outdoor industry. So it's awesome to see it.
It's crazy how much it's exploded.
It's crazy, yeah. And my partner in crime, Andrew, he said he laid this out exactly like it would happen, because he did it in the bass fishing, and bass fishing was always at all times in general, industry generalized on Instagram or YouTube. It has always been 5 or more years ahead. So the marketing tactics, all that stuff, has always been way ahead of waterfowl hunting or anything like that. So it's just taken the same road as bass fishing did on YouTube, and we'll kind of see it. I believe we're going to see it kind of. There's so many now, there's a bunch, and I'm not complaining. It's awesome, I love to see this.
You can definitely get lost on YouTube watching waterfall videos, and
so
it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
So when I started, one of the reasons was because if you filtered the last 7 days and duck hunting, the term duck hunting last 7 days, you would get 10 to 20 videos at most. Like 20 was a ton. Now you can't count them all, you know. So it's expanded.
At what video stands out for you when you put it out there on YouTube and the reaction it got, that the light bulb went off and you went, oh, this could become a thing?
To be honest, it sounds really goofy to a lot of people, but it was never one particular hunt. It was how-to videos. And that's how I got my name on Google, because I Google placed with how-to videos, how to feed a chuckle, how to blow a duck call. How to blow a duck call was my biggest video for the first 2.5 years.
Really?
Yep. How-to videos are by far more worth more weight and than a hunt. So yeah, during that time there was not one person covering everything, and that's what I did. I had a plan to create a library, and so yep. And then it progressed, into laying in white. I shoot mallards laying in white. That's my favorite way to do it. Here's how to do it. And so my tactics and stuff doesn't pertain across the nation. Hunting here is much different from Montana or Minnesota or North Dakota. Sometimes North Dakota a lot the same, but this isn't just honkers. We have some honkers around, but it's all small birds.
Yeah.
So big spreads a lot. So public land though, it would either be how-to or public. Public land is huge.
So how do you take it to the next level then? Is there something you can tell us that, do you have plans to try to do something a little bit different to keep it going? Are you just going to keep filming hunts? What's the future hold?
I think the future is to chase YouTube as a platform. So whatever it offers you, whatever crevices it offers you or pathways it offers, you have to examine them and try them out. If they don't work, don't just throw them in the trash. You literally always have to keep your mind open. And people come here to pet Fred. Not necessarily to shoot a banded bird. Sure. We have done great. We've shot 8 this year, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they come here to talk to me because they know me, I don't know them. And that's the way it's crazy. The clients' reactions are just awesome walking in, and they're putting it all over their stories and everything. And I think the progression is just the show in general. It's got to be relatable, and it's got to be a show. If they're just random videos of hunts and nothing intertwines or nothing goes from this episode to the next, I don't think that there's a lot of growth. So concentrating on being a show is probably a lot of the future for sure.
You brought up something that I think is the hallmark of a good guide service, is that people aren't coming there necessarily just to shoot limits or shoot bands or whatever. They're coming for the experience. They're coming for the people, for the dog. The dogs are always more popular than the people most of the time, but they're coming for that experience, that adventure. And in the last year, you've taken this guide business. This is kind of a new venture for you. You got the new lodge, which is beautiful. It's a cool place here. Explain that transition when you went from, hunting and making videos to saying, I think I'm going to start a guide business.
I've helped guide before YouTube existed. I would go out and help out west with my buddy Wade before even Gerald was just getting started out there. And I've helped guide on and off for, and me and Wade, my buddy, we've had our own clients come through sometimes. So I've helped Gerald and a lot of people on hunts around here, provided ground over here when they were dry out west. And so I've had, I'm 34 and I've been waterfowl hunting in this area since I was, 18, 19, goose hunting, like, not just duck hunting back when I was 14 or 15, but goose hunting. And so it was a very natural transition for me. Like, I love to provide hunts. Honestly, I shoot more than I even want to, just because the clients want me to just hunt with them. And so I squeeze a trigger every now and then and hoop and holler with them and get to go help, do everything, but still add to their to their hunt, and me actually hunting with them and not just sitting behind them and blowing a call, So there are some guarantees, the clients book again they're excited if I'm filming their hunt because it's going to be on the channel. That's one thing. So when they book, I tell them 2 of the 3 hunts I'll be on it, if not all 3, but 2 of the 3. Next year, will that change? It might. A lot more going on, a lot more moving parts. So I probably won't hunt as much just because. But it's a lot. It's a lot added on my family and especially
a lot of work,
the property and everything. But it's 3 months, and that is I think this 3 months is something that the family is growing into and will continue to grow into and love. Like my son and my daughter and my wife, they love to be out here. They usually, I would say, every bit of 50% of the dinners, if not more, they've been out here eating with the clients. The clients know my kids' name and my wife. So it's a really special environment that's provided here, and I never thought it would work this good, to be quite honest.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, me and Gerald, we were kind of, when we were building this place during the summer, I was like pre-apologizing because I'm like, I just hope the clients are good. What I mean by that is just like respectable clients, clients that understand it's hunting, clients that aren't just emotional or don't understand what's going on, or they're just really green maybe. And that was the thing. I knew a lot of these clients coming from YouTube, you got to think a lot of these are like father son, groups of 3, 2. So a lot of them are green, and a lot of them went on their first hunts in white and these big things, and 97% of them did awesome, so it just goes to show, don't worry too much until you're in the saddle and you're actually experiencing. Don't stress yourself out when you don't have to. So it's we're excited for the future for sure.
Well, tell us who else you got here helping you out.
We got Joe Shaden, and we got Drew Schilling and Preston Geist and Gerald Jeffries. Us, 5 of us make up the team, the primary team. We do have some other help. Gage and a couple other guys that do some scouting on and off when they're available, getting farmers' fields in areas that where we don't touch, So got a lot of help that's broadcasted, not just the 5 of us for sure. For sure. Farmers, we have proven that we're here to stay and you're going to get your money, and we're not. Everything's on the table at all times. We ask all the right questions. We're all older. That's the thing, is that all of us are over 30 except for Preston. But Preston gets it so he's been doing it with me like this for the last 4 years. So it's just like he said, it's a well-oiled machine already, and I plan on it staying that way.
Who built that table over there?
Gerald.
That's pretty cool.
Matching coffee table and all the stairs matching to the tables. Yeah, he slaved his butt off, as if he wasn't already helping me enough with this thing. But he did those on the side, and they took a lot of it, hundreds of hours.
Well, and we'll put some pictures in the video. If you're listening to this on the radio, go watch the video on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. But talk about that centerpiece in that table where Corey's sitting up there.
Oh. How many months did that take you? 6, 7?
No, altogether it was like 3 months.
It weighs every bit of.
Do you want to come up here and explain it real quick?
It weighs every bit of the trunk on it. It's easily 1,000-pound table.
Grab either one of these microphones.
Look at his hair. Look. Oh, God. Oh, bad head. Oh, God.
There's a camera. We can put you off camera if you want to. That's pretty cool, though. There's a lot of, so it's like the table, and then, well, I'll let him explain it, I guess, because there's some inlays within this table. And explain what's in there. First, tell us your name for the listeners here.
I'm Gerald.
Gerald, how's it going?
Good.
So we'll talk about the table, but let's start with the center of that table and what you got going on there.
The centerpiece is basically an epoxy cookie, is what we call it, and I put a lot of my either first or prize hunting objects in there. And like my first ever reward band, I shot a $100 reward band lesser. That was super, super important to me. We got that double bearded turkey from this year with the 410. That was in there.
Cool.
There's probably 7 bands, and
there's 7 or 8 bands. My first honker band's in there. My first snow goose band's in there. Turkey beards, brought heads, turkey feathers, just a little bit of anything involved in what we do.
And tell us about the table around that then.
The table is basically 2 pieces of hackberry, and then we got the base. We've got, I don't even know how big that thing is.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Like,
but that's a giant cedar base.
If Bobby came up here and said, "Hey, we want to move the table over here,"
it took, I think,
how
5 of us.
How far would you throw him across the room?
Yeah,
it took 5 of us. So luckily, because when I put it all together, it fit together so good. I did not want to take it apart, bring it in here, and have to put it back together.
Yeah.
So we brought a trailer, and with these doors, we actually backed it all the way up there, and we were able to just have to off the trailer and sideways, and we were done.
Mm-hmm.
That's
wasn't
cool.
too bad.
No, it wasn't.
It's a way cool table, man. That's awesome.
It was fun. I made the coffee table and the stairs and everything up here, woodwork wise.
It's nice to have somebody on staff, or somebody here, or, a partner or whatever, someone you're working with here that can do things like this when you're doing an operation like this.
What's crazy is he just actually took this newfound hobby on like this summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's my first table.
So you're not like a carpenter or anything by trade?
This is a newfound hobby that he just took to and went, brr, he has a buddy, Eric, at...
Yeah, Eric is... It'd be, like something you're really good at, and you're just like, hey, just listen to what I say. Eric taught me how to do it. He just made me do it.
Sure.
Eric owns River City Sawmill in Wichita, Kansas, and he owns operates an awesome business providing custom anything
wood related.
So those tables are one of his specialties for sure, Eric. So.
Well, it's a very, very cool part of the new lodge here. And tell our listeners where we are. Where you're talking about Kansas. Where are we here in Kansas?
So Sand Hill Flyway is located on the north side of Hutchinson, Kansas, right on the west side of the new 61 highway. So highway access is right here. We can get around extremely easy, and Hutch has about anything you'd want. We got a Walmart. We got 4 different sporting goods stores, ammo all over the place, places to get licenses, awesome restaurants, fast food. So, and that's only about 5 minutes away. So it's really easy. A lot of our hunting's right around here. Like today, 10 minutes away from home. So when we get to hunt close, it's really nice. The farthest we usually hunt's an hour, and that's not that often. So it's been home, and it's nice.
So being from Minnesota, we have a lot of water, obviously 10,000, 11,000 lakes, whatever it is. We're used to being around a lot of water. When I start to think about some of these states further down the flyway, it doesn't seem like you guys have nearly the water. Are you hunting, are birds on rivers around here? Do you have ponds, lakes?
All of our hunts are right outside of towns because of sand pits, because of borrow pits up against highways, because of the river ponds going right through all these towns, we don't have a lot of, there's no sheet water here this year, especially 0. And then farm ponds, the ducks like those, but these big wads of geese, anywhere around here, really, this whole central part, it's all town geese. You're going to hunt around towns. They move from this town to that town to that town to this town to that town. And that's their water sources. We got the park, we got the zoo, we have all kinds of stuff that's in town. But not a lot of lakes, and I think the snows kind of load up on one of our lakes down south, but every once in a while, but they love towns.
Do you get a lot of snows around here?
Yeah.
Do they stick around, or do they just kind of migrate through?
Blow through and come around. And I think a lot of them do winter in Kansas, but they'll literally, like I'm saying, they'll go from this town to that town 40 miles one day, and then 2 days later they're all back at the same 100K of them, so they move in huge swaths here, and they don't leave anything behind. If it's 100K, they all go. They all move together.
Yeah.
None really just drifting around.
So snows, little Canada geese is kind of your main thing you chase.
Yeah, absolutely. Lessers, that's our bread and butter here, and it always has been, and it's progressively, I would say, just getting better, holding steady. This area, I think, for the lesser production has increased throughout
Yeah, you're good, man. Thanks a lot.
the last few years, and we're seeing an easterly slide for sure. Every year it seems like the birds are congregating east faster. So
How much fun is it hunting those little geese? Because we like hunting the big ones up north.
I love it. I mean, it's always a challenge. Anything's always a challenge. But it's kind of like snows, in a way. They work like snows.
Mm-hmm.
They're a lot more forgiving, obviously, but they work like snows. Oh, here come the clients in the door. How you doing?
Nice, cool.
They work like snows, and they give it up better than snows. That's for darn sure. So they're fun. They're squawky little birds, and you put out a big set, and you make a lot of noise, and learning it now, when you're in the decoys, you can make a lot of noise. When you're outside of them, you kind of have to know when to shut up. So they're not just pigeons where they're attracted to a spinner and they just come.
Right.
There's a lot of, it's fun. I love them. I love these small birds.
We laid in whites when you hunt snows. We've done it up north too. Once in a while, just hunting big Canadas or even hunting mallards. We'll throw out some sock decoys, some white socks or something, and lay in whites. We got to lay in some new whites while we were down here.
Oh yeah.
Tell me what you thought about the new Sitka gear.
Man, I gotta say, I mean, I lay in white all the time, and I usually have the groundings on, those thick butcher rubbers, which they've always served their purpose. But man, them were comfortable today. I didn't sweat. I didn't get too hot in them, and they're free. I feel like I could take off running, and they still block the wind really good. They're nice. I really like them. Easy to, if you need to use the restroom, the top or the front just boom, and your straps stay on. It's so cool.
Like the jacket is nice, and it's all waterproof, which is great. Because
I wish waders fit that good.
Right, right.
They fit better than like the normal Sitka bibs.
Right,
like they're way more comfortable than them. So I was impressed.
The fit is good. They're waterproof. I was way too hot because I did layer this morning. I did wear my layout pants underneath my Nodax system white bibs, but the way those white bibs work, where it's snaps down on the bottom and Velcro, so the zipper doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. Yep. I mean, that to me is like
because of mud.
Yep. Yeah,
and dude, they killed it. They did a great job. Great production on those. I don't know what all there would be to make better. They're pretty darn good.
Yeah,
I was surprised. Honestly, I didn't think that they were going to be that good. I knew they were going to be good at Sitka.
Right.
But like
at Sitka, right.
One full hunt and you're like, oh yeah.
I'm just gonna like, even hunting wood duck ponds in Minnesota, I'm just gonna wear the whites in September. See what happens. All right, you got clients here. I'll let you go. I appreciate the time. It's good to meet you.
Problem.
Got a cool place here. It was fun spending some time down here with you.
Thank you guys for stopping through and making us one of your stops. That makes me feel pretty darn good. You guys want to be here, so
you bet. And
come back.
Not that you need to plug stuff, but tell everybody where they can find you. Online, website, YouTube, all that good stuff.
Bobby Guy Films on YouTube. Bobby Guy Films on Instagram, and Sandhill Flyway on Instagram and Facebook. You can direct message us. We won't start booking 21-22 season until spring. So we got to get all of our rebooks done, and then it's going to open to the public.
Very good. All right, Bobby Guy, thanks for the time here on the show.
Yes.
This has been the Finding Fur and Feathers Hunting Podcast, part of the Sporting Journal radio family. Subscribe wherever you get podcasts, or visit us at findingfurandfeathers.com.
Looking for winter adventure? Might as well pick a place with over 1,000 lakes. Ottertail County, Minnesota is in the middle of everywhere, offers a simpler pace, and has something for everyone. Find your inner otter at ottertaillakescountry.com.
Ice fishing season is here. This winter, plan a trip to Devil's Lake, North Dakota. Not only will you have the chance to catch their legendary perch, but this year, Haybale Heights has been catching big walleye after big walleye. And they're doing it from a mobile, comfortable snow bear. No matter how cold it is outside, you're warm and toasty on the inside. Learn more and book a trip today at haybaleheights.com. That's haybaleheights.com.
Come ice fish the famous waters of Minnesota's Lake of the Woods, the walleye capital of the world. Experience full-service resorts featuring heated fish houses, ice transportation, meal plans, and sleeper house options. From the northwest angle to the south shore, Rainy River and Baudette, the Midwest's #1 ice fishing destination. Walleye, sauger, perch, and northern pike. Minnesota's Lake of the Woods, best fishing anywhere. For more information, log on to lakeofthewoodsmn.com.
OnX Hunt. Ever heard of it? Next time you see that guy at your local shop who always punches his tag on a stud whitetail, ask him. He'll tell you about the most trusted source for mapping, with nationwide landowner names, private and public land boundaries, including walk-in areas, map tools to mark spots, and the ability to view your maps without cell service. And that's just scratching the surface. It's your time to be known as the big buck guy around town. Download the leader in hunt mapping on Google Play or the App Store. OnX Hunt. Know where you stand.